You're listening to the Angry Marks Podcast Network.
Is this the one, the only Crazii Shea?
It sure is.
Hey, it's Rick with the Undisputed Wrestling Show, joined by my partners in crime, Wonder Beard himself, Zane Paisley, and the NWA Continental Champion, the Morning Star, William Huckabee. Glad to have you on the line. Apologize for the delay. We were talking to the NWA President, Bruce Tharp, and had a lot of things to discuss with him and went over just a little bit, so my apologies to you.
Oh, man, no problem. Lunatics are always late. Good to go. No, you can never be on time with a crazy lifestyle. I completely understand it. Things just happen.
So Shea, before we get into anything, I mean, for those who are aware of your career, let's let you tell the story. How did you get involved in wrestling? Go ahead and explain to the listeners. I don't want to say gimmick that you have because it's not really a gimmick, but the methods that you use.
I started 14 years ago with a really shady promotion. I'm not even going to throw out their name because I'm not that kind of guy. They basically took my money, a lot of it, and kicked my ass all over the place. For a while, I stuck with it, and eventually some other people saw what was going on after they hurt me real bad and stepped in. Those two people were Rob Kellum, Maestro. He is awesome.
We're good friends, Crazii Shea.
Yes, and Van Hammer. They are my trainers. I claim them, and they claim me, and those two guys I love to death. They made me who I am.
Heavy Metal Van Hammer? Very nice.
What?
Heavy Metal Van Hammer. He's awesome.
Yes. Yeah, he's an awesome guy. It's funny because they don't do lucha, but they got me to where I need to be.
Hang on, I'm having a brain lapse. What was his name when he was in the, when he was with Hugh G. Rection and Lieutenant Loco and all that? What was his name in that, Zane?
I do not remember. I remember him from Raven's Flock. That was huge.
Yeah, that's about my era. It's right about the Ravens flock. It was crazy, man.
So what inspired you to be a wrestler, and I guess what made you go down the path that you chose?
Well, I was 4 years old on my grandfather's knee, and we watched wrestling. He watched wrestling religiously. If it was on, he was watching it. We would be up at 3 a.m. watching old Georgia wrestling. Craziness, because it played on a rerun at 3 a.m. and it competed with the other wrestling, so we couldn't watch it at the same time. So we would stay up and watch our show, and I always said I was going to be a wrestler, man, and I decided I was going to do it. I went to a show, and a bunch of the wrestlers introduced me and said, start high school wrestling. I went in as a freshman and made the varsity team. I took to it like a duck to water. It was a fit. It was a perfect fit. I did really well. I took a bunch of, I did really well. I placed in a bunch of tournaments. I was seeded in states, for a freshman, and I continued to wrestle through my, high school year and, finished all 4 years wrestling and started training, man. Now my gimmick lifestyle, I'm a lunatic. Everybody has a little bit of lunatic in them. Me, I have a lot more. I've always been the adrenaline junkie. I'm the guy that's like, oh, hey, do you want to try this? It's dangerous. Yes, please give me two. I'm that guy.
So how did fire come into the equation?
What's more dangerous than fire?
Yeah, that's true.
What's more crazy than fire, man? It's unexplainable. You can't really control it. You could try, but every fire breather will tell you they get burnt. So are you really controlling it? I don't know. Who's controlling who? It's a rush. It is a rush. And I am one of the only fire-breathing wrestlers out there that does it with what I do. There's no other guy that really, I think there's one other guy that I know on the indie scene that breathes fire. Truly breathes fire.
But does he do it as well as you do?
I don't know. We've had this debate. We really have had this debate. It's unproven so far. The biggest one I've had so far made it in the Berkeley Springs papers, and it was like a 20-foot plane. I mean, it was huge. Put it like this. the newspaper, the guy couldn't get the fireball in the picture. It was so big.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, sir.
Got
That's actually on my Facebook page. Look me up. Check me out. I love my lunatics. I will talk to you all. Eric Shea, ErikShea.
You got one of my Facebook friends, Gina Stachnik, who speaks so highly of you, and she was the one who actually got me looking into you because she said you're going to be a big hit over there on the East Coast.
Yeah, I've actually, man, it got kind of crazy. And dude, I love Regina. She is awesome. She has been one of my number one supporters.
So tell us some of the promotions that you're currently working in, and I guess what titles and things you've held and things like that, so people can get a little up to date on your history.
I couldn't even begin to tell you how many titles I've held. 14 years, I've held almost every place I've worked for. I've pretty much held the cruiserweight title, and I've wrestled for like 100 promotions. So you get a lot of places in 14 years. We used to travel to Georgia once a month to be able to wrestle 3 shows in a weekend. It got really crazy. And I'm still taking bookings everywhere. I'm not local. Every weekend is a different state. Currently, I am the half of the tag team champions at 1CW. They have a great promotion. As a matter of fact, we are defending our titles in a steel cage this Saturday at 6 o'clock in Felton, Delaware at the Delaware Auto Exchange. And this is my first time in a cage. And
after 14 years of the craziness, this is your first time in a cage?
Dude, they won't let me in a cage. They will not. They do not want me in a cage. Nobody, dude, as it is, I walk into a place and they're like, Eric, you cannot jump off of this, or this. And I'm like, man, you take away all my fun. Nobody wants to play. Yeah,
so
that's why I'm crazy.
Who you guys taking on in the cage, Eric?
Huh?
So who you guys taking on in the cage?
We're taking on Marcus Waters, Muddy Waters, and who's the other one? Yeah, I haven't done my homework yet, man. I'm slacking. And it's funny because we wrestle these guys. We've got a feud with these guys, but for right now, like I think I might have taken one too many chair shots, and it's just not filtering.
I'm going to kick it on over real quick to the Wonder Beard himself, Zane Paisley. What do you got for Crazii Shea?
Well, with the fire breathing, have you ever had any circus training?
Man, the circus can't handle me. But actually, no, I haven't. But I've always wanted to join the circus. I think that's I actually want to try out for Cirque du Soleil, and with their schedule, I made the tryout cuts, but I can't wrestle. So it's either one or the other, right?
Well, yeah, that's true. It's both running away and never growing up, and that's
never. I've got Peter Pan syndrome, man.
So, are you a big fan of Kiss?
Oh, man, I love kids. Kids are awesome. They're the best thing ever. They keep me going. With them screaming, you get a bunch of 10-year-olds screaming. It gives you their energy. And if you know kids, they have so much energy to give. If you can filter it, channel it.
Hang on, Shay. I think he's talking about the rock band Kiss.
Yeah, I was talking about Gene Simmons and Kiss with the fire breathing.
Oh, man, no. I'm not about all that. But his tongue, if it was blue, I'd be down. It's not blue. He don't do the blue tongue. I talk to him, the man just won't do it.
So what gets you motivated before a match? What do you listen to before a match to get yourself hyped?
Man, really? I'm a 90s rocker. Give me some Pearl Jam or some, like, I like to go back to when I was a kid. As I said, I've got the whole Peter Pan thing going on. Some Aerosmith. I'm ready to roll.
Very nice, very nice. All right, well, I'm going to kick it over to the Morning Star, Will Huckabee. What do you got for Crazii Shea, Will?
He is the NWA Continental Champion, Crazii Shea, and hopefully we'll get some inside wrestling news from you too.
What's going on, Crazii Shea? How you doing tonight?
Pretty good, man. Congrats, champ. Congrats.
Thank you, man. So, listening to you talk, you said you was trained by Van Hammer and the Stro, so I'm assuming that you got your start in North Carolina. Am I correct?
Actually, Van Hammer started training me down in Salisbury, Maryland, in a bar.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So how'd you hook up with the Stro?
Wound up going to North Carolina. I spent some time and cut my teeth at ACPW. I don't know if you remember, but in Tarboro for a while. They were running at Chi Chi's and on the TV station on top of Chi Chi's. If you've ever
Are
been
you talking
down
about
there.
Trey? Are you talking about Trey G and all them?
Yes, sir.
That was the first place I actually wrestled outside my home company when I first started training.
It's a small world, man.
Yeah. Cletus actually dislocated my shoulder, my first ever match.
Oh, God bless his heart.
I was asking that because one of our dedicated listeners, Vinny Vane, told me to tell you hello, and he actually sent us a shirt that he has that says "I broke Crazii Shea's leg." You like to tell us the story?
God! Dude,
You want to tell us the
great. Dude, we had girls crying in the front row. A mother got thrown out of the building that night. Tried because I was in a cast. I wrestled 24. I broke my foot. I told you we travel a lot. We were down in Georgia. I broke my foot in Anderson, South Carolina. We traveled all the way to North Carolina. I got my foot set. They put it in a cast, and I had a wrestling gate the next show. Well, Crazii Shea does not miss a show. I show up, and I told him I can wrestle. I wrestled with a broke foot, and Vinny Vane took a cane and broke the cane over my broken foot. And dude, the girls were crying. It was bad. Yeah, I love that man. He is awesome.
Vinny Vane.
Vinny, I miss you.
Vinny Vane is
Vinny
Vane is an antagonizer of the Morning Star Will Huckabee as well.
That is awesome. Yeah, he can be a pain in the ass, can he?
Oh, well, hey, look, Shay, if it makes you feel any better, I actually got revenge for you in a sort of way. I actually ran him into some steel steps and broke his arm or something and dislocated his knee like a year ago. So I got payback for you, man.
Take that, you bat. Yeah, get him. Take that.
All right, yeah, well, okay, so my first question. What made you want to get into professional wrestling? I'm assuming that you was a wrestling fan when you was a child and stuff.
Oh, man, of course.
When you first got into wrestling and first started training, was it anything like you assumed? Did it meet your expectations or exceed them or what?
Man, the first day we started bumping, like they gave a list of, what do you know? And I was already at like the top of the class. I moved from where I was to the 2-month class within 2 weeks. I was in the advanced class. Like it's kind of like a duck to water. It's kind of weird. It really is. I was kind of meant to do this, I believe.
Just admit it, Shay. You were a backyard wrestler.
Oh, of course I was. Oh,
all right.
Come on, with the name Crazii Shea, how are you not? I had a cage in my backyard. What are you talking about? Every weekend oh my God. It's what we did when we were 16. Back then, though, it wasn't backyard wrestling. It was, hey, we're just going to get each other and practice shit that we try to do and whip each other's ass. Oh, it was awesome. Oh, it was awesome. Yes, definitely right. And then I realized, hey, this isn't the way to do it. A lot of people got hurt. It got crazy. Figured I'll get trained and do it the right way. But, yeah, I got my craziness, and trust me, when I say craziness, dude, we were stupid at 16. My mother came home, and she's like, why is there a 16-foot cage in my backyard? Try talking that into a mom. Yeah. She loves me.
Obviously. So, you've traveled up and down the East Coast and everything and stuff. Besides the one company that you said you won't mention, do you have any other horror stories? Because as of late, and I don't know how well you keep up on Facebook, but there's been a rash of wrestlers going to shows and getting booked to shows and the promoter running out with the money box.
Oh, well, not just that. There's a bunch of shitty stories. I worked for this guy up in New York. I was green. He's like, oh, we got your gas travel. We're good. Got you covered. We go all the way down there. And this guy doesn't pay any of his boys. And Shark Boy's there, yada, yada. Dude, it was horrible. Mind you, we're in New York. We had no gas to get home. The most horrible, humbling experience, too, because when you're broke in New York City and don't know anybody, you've never been, oh, God, that's an experience. I'll give you another one. We just went to Tennessee. What's his name? Do you know it? Can you remember it? What was the promotion? We go down to Tennessee. No, PWU. It was this guy bought PWU from Johnny Cashmere, who was once a great respected Fed. He calls me up. He's like, oh, I'm going to bring you down. You bring a car full of guys. I'm going to pay you X amount of dollars. I got your gas covered. We drive down. And from where I am in Clearfield, PA, to Tennessee is a 9-hour drive. We took the trip. It's a 13-hour drive. My bad. I don't do numbers. I told you I get hit in the head. We drive down. This guy stiffs us for everything. Doesn't give us anything. It was the worst buying of a company and just running it into the ground ever. I would advise anybody that ever, I'm pretty sure he shut down after that because the show was so horrible. But yeah, he's definitely one I would never work for. And I don't bury many people. There's another one that I don't work for, horror story. My family just had a house fire. And I'll put this out and I'll give some plugs. As you guys know, I've been busting my ass for like 14 years, doing the craziest stuff I can to amuse everybody. Well, my family had a house fire. It's up on my Facebook.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, there were 7 oxygen tanks that exploded at my sister's house. Yeah. So needless to say, there's nothing left of the house. We found pieces of the house 4 yards down. Does that count? So we're taking donations, trying to help out, and all the companies that I work for, I do benefits for all the time. I asked a certain promotion that, if you read on my Facebook, I no longer currently work for. I won't bury them completely, but if you do your homework, you can check it out. I asked, if we could do a raffle. They were like, no, sorry, we have more important things that we have to take care of that night. Which, really, there's nothing more important than taking care of family, and that's what wrestling is. As I say, and how I know that is because 1CW has helped out, Covey Pro has helped out, Rob Noxious from CCW, Dylan Farmer from CPW have all come together in some way or another to help out my family, which is amazing. I love my wrestling family. And as you know, that includes a lot of people, man. We're all brothers and sisters, right?
Exactly. So let me ask you a question because you're I would consider a vet in wrestling and stuff.
Oh God, I'm the old guy.
Yeah, you're the old guy now, man. You came up with Wayne and all them now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Escobar.
dude. Yes, I did. I spent a lot of time in the ring with Damian Wayne.
How has, in your opinion, how has wrestling and the wrestlers nowadays that you see, how has that changed since when you first broke into the business?
Dude, the level of respect that workers have now, dude, it wouldn't have been tolerated back in the day. When I first came in, you had to be straight and on the edge or you got your ass beat. Like, back in like the early, the late 90s, like, dude, it was horrible to be a rookie. Now these young kids got it knocked. They don't know respect. Now, there's some good cats out there, but most of the rookies coming in, I don't know, they're not trained the hard way. We've lightened up a lot.
So you mean to tell me there's no more Adrian Whispers around here?
Huh?
I said, so you mean to tell me there's nobody else like Adrian Whisper around here?
Adrian Whisper. I know that guy too. That guy, I know him. I spent some time in the ring with him too. He's got one of the stiffest clotheslines in the world, man.
Yeah.
I could definitely. I think I could do a double backflip if he clotheslines me as hard as he could. I'm pretty sure it's possible. I'm pretty sure.
This is the Undisputed Wrestling Show. We are listening and talking, I should say, to Crazii Shea. Shea, do you have any aspirations to go like to the TNA or WWE or ROH or anything of that sort?
Of course. Who doesn't have dreams?
Can your style fit in with those companies?
WWE, no. Not whatsoever. I do not fit in with WWE, and I know that. I'm cool with that. I do, however, fit in with the likes of the ROH and the TNA. I would have to obviously water down my style a little bit for TNA. Maybe not do my jumps as much, because every show, I'm going to do something balls out crazy. It's what I do. Like, I wrestle every match like it's going to be my last. I put on a show. Like, I go for big. It's either go big or go home. So I could see me maybe fitting with an ROH or, something like that. But as for the E, definitely not. What
about Japan or something like that? Have you gone overseas have you gone to Japan or Mexico or anywhere like that?
No, I got the offer to go to England, but it wasn't quite right and it wasn't the right time. I've never had the offer to go to Japan. I would jump on it in an instant. I know they do the hardcore style over there a lot, and I'm kind of cool with that. I kind of started my career in the hardcore aspect, so I don't mind that at all. I am crazy. Crazy, not stupid. I've got a fine line in what I'll do, but yeah, I would love to go over there, man.
All right, let's play devil's advocate here, okay? Let's act like somebody from the E actually did call you and said, hey, Eric, we want to give you a tryout with the WWE. We want you to tone down your style. We want to create you into this particular gimmick, blah, 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 blah. Are you crazy enough, Crazii Shea, to do that, or is that out of the question?
See, what's crazy for me is to go out of what is guaranteed to be effective, and is me. I wouldn't water down Crazii Shea. Crazii Shea is who he is. Now, could I do something different? Yes, I could. I could be somebody else and do something different, but I couldn't be Crazii Shea. Oh, no, there is only one Crazii Shea, and there's only one setting for Crazii Shea. I am not just a wrestler. I'm a boxer. I'm an actor. I do other things as well. If you read my Facebook statuses, I have a lot of careers. I also run a sweatshop, quote unquote. I run a t-shirt printing company. Any of the boys want quality merch, you guys can hit me up. I make you 200% profit off your merch, man. You can't get a better deal. I have a lot of investments. So no, I wouldn't tone down or water down Crazii Shea for anything. I am me.
All right, so Shea, if TNA came calling and wanted to have a battle of the crazies, who's crazier, you or Crazy Steve?
Oh man. Let's see. On the level of crazy, as in crazy in the head, I think he may have it. But as in what I'm willing to do, I think I have it. Because honestly, at this point in time and at this point in my life, I have nothing to fear. I have God on my side, and dude, the lunatics want to see us riot. So I'll come off the ceiling. I have no problem with that. 40 feet, that's just a number. Call, tookie.
Caw, tookie.
Tookie, that's going to be the next catchphrase.
Tookie, baby!
I need that on a t-shirt.
That's right.
I can do that. Available at Asylum Sweatshop. See, I did that. Good little plug there. No, but I'm serious about the merch thing. Check us out on Asylum Sweatshop on Facebook. You will not find a better deal on your merch. Bandanas, shirts, sweaters, the list goes on. Basically, if it's not porous, I can screen print it.
Very cool.
Yes. I'm into everything.
All right, Shea, let me ask you this now. You're crazy now. If you had past, present, it doesn't matter, pick one dream opponent that you wanted to face in the ring, who would it be and why?
I still want Sabu.
I had a feeling that was coming.
I want Sabu. I hope he's listening. I want Sabu. That's all I want is Sabu. One match with Sabu. Yeah, and when I was younger, it was two of them. It was, I get compared a lot to Jeff Hardy, and I say, yeah, he's good, but I jump higher. I want Sabu. I've seen him come off of things that I come off of. Sabu is right at my level of crazy.
And Zane and I tried to get Sabu on the show a few months ago, but he was a little bit out of our ballpark, wasn't he, Zane?
Well, I hope that he hears this, because I want a piece of Sabu, and I want him to bring his A game. I want Sabu. That is my dream. I don't care if I get train run over. At least I competed against somebody that I think is at my level of crazy. There's really nobody on the indie scene that is my level of crazy. I think I've met one person. One person.
Now, if you were wrestling Sabu, who's going over in the match?
Well, he's a legend. I'm not a legend.
Yeah, but he's an older legend.
Know. Yeah, he's an older legend, too. So that's a tough call. I'm in my prime. And
if you were a booker, who would you book? A crazy man like Crazii Shea who's in his prime, or a Sabu who's on the golden years of his career?
Yeah, and see, here's the thing, though. With Sabu, I've heard he has not toned it down. So, again, you're getting your money when you get a Sabu. Granted, I'm a Crazii Shea, and see, I'm a businessman. I'm not just a wrestler. I'm a businessman, with the sweatshop and all. So if I was booking that would be a coin toss. It would all. If I'm working the promotion, how long have I been working there? Am I over with the crowd or am I not? There's so many questions.
Hey, Rick.
Yes, Will.
If I can interrupt, Shay.
Yes.
I might have a line on you to get that match with Sabu, buddy.
Oh.
One of our listeners, our friend,
Hang on, Will. If this match happens, Shay,
you might have a line to get
listen
me a
to
match
me,
with
Shay.
Sabu.
Shay, stop. If this match happens, Shay, you have to promise us it will be brought to you by the Undisputed Wrestling Show.
Oh, if this match happens, I'll make a T-shirt that sports it on the back. You guys can sponsor me, buddy.
All right, hey.
Everybody will know. She'll see
Shay.
the sky plane.
Shay.
What are you talking? Yeah, I'll be outside with a bullhorn. What's up?
Vinny Vane, our good buddy Vinny, who broke your leg, is told me to tell you to contact him, and that he could possibly, and I'm gonna say possibly as in 85% sure that he can probably go ahead and get that match with you and Sabu done.
In Indianapolis, right, Will?
No, it would not be in Indianapolis.
Yes, it'd have to be in Indianapolis, right, Zane?
I love that. I think it'd be awesome.
It has
Dude,
to
I
be
will
in
hit him up.
Indianapolis so that Zane and I could be there and ring announce and all that fun stuff, Shay.
Can
Hey,
I
Shay.
I will.
quick?
Hey, tell him to hit me up on Facebook. If you're listening, Vinny, hit me up on Facebook. Eric Shea. I'm available for that booking, sir. You know it.
Zane
Hey,
Paisley,
Eric.
what you got for Crazy Shea?
Well, no, I was just going to tell my quick Sabu story. I saw him recently.
Please do.
I saw him recently, and I wanted to take a mark photo with him. So, I paid him the $10 or $15 or whatever it was. He said, "So, what do you want to do?" And I said, either I can do the RVD thing and you do Sabu, or you can hit me with a chair." And he said, "Really?" I said, "Sure." And he said, "Well, if I hit you with a chair, I'm really going to hit you with a chair." And I was like, "Well, no, I was just wanting it for a photo." He's like, "No, I would really hit you with a chair."
yeah, that's my kind of crazy.
So I did the RVD pose. So that
was a good call. Because he makes really nice hats out of chairs.
Yeah, he was nice about it. He warned me beforehand. So.
Oh, he makes beautiful hats out of chairs. Trust me. It's amazing. You should have been a designer. Body molds, you name it. He can do it with chairs.
What else you got for Shay, Zane? Anything else?
Yeah, come on, fire it off. What you got?
Well,
I'm feeling spunky tonight, man.
How can our fans follow your career?
Oh, man, you can check me out on YouTube. There is 15 years of matches. Some of my best matches with the Strong Guy Buddha. We have toured up down the East Coast. As I said, YouTube, Crazii Shea. You will find a list of craziness, including my highlight reel, which is really entertaining. Let's see, you can check me out on Facebook. You can come to 1CW, 1CW Covey Pro, CPW, CCW, or UWA, Ultimate Wrestling, or UWA, in April in Pennsylvania. I'm available
Shay, I
for
couldn't
booking.
find you on Twitter. Are you on Twitter, Shay?
I am not on the Twitter. I am not technological. I get it in my head with chairs.
Yeah,
You're lucky
talk
I figured out the
Bully Ray
smartphone.
about
I make a smartphone dumb.
Talk to Bully Ray
Dude,
about that.
I'm not technological.
And can you tell our listeners, including all the pro wrestlers out there, about Asylum Sweatshops again?
Asylum Sweatshop, we do all your custom merch needs. If you want to make money off your gear, if you're tired of getting screwed, $10 a t-shirt, really? How are you supposed to make any money like that? You can't. Hit us up at Asylum Sweatshop. By the worker, for the worker. Hit us up on Facebook, or you can call the number on the Facebook page. Either way, you can hit us up. Just hit us up. You'll be glad you did. Make money on your merch. Make your merch work for you. Yeah.
Hearing that, Will Huckabee?
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I just sent Asylum Sweatshop a friend request. Are you crazy?
Thank you, brother. We'll be accepted. We're on all the time. You can always hit us up. There's no, dude, lunatics don't sleep. 3 o'clock in the morning, you wake up and say, hey, I want a shirt. You call me, I will be awake. If not, I'll pretend to be awake.
You know something? I believe him, too, Will, is the problem.
You have no idea. I lived the life, sir.
And I was going to ask him, Rick, about that. Times that he posts. I've noticed that you post at all hours of the day, all hours of the night and stuff. Are you a believer that wrestling and the business of wrestling is not on a 8-hour time clock?
Oh, hell no, man. Wrestling is the lifetime. You make sacrifices. It's a lifestyle. It's not an option. It's not a choice. If you're into it, you're into it. If you're not, you're not. I live, eat, breathe, sleep wrestling. Everything I do is related to wrestling somehow. Like, that's how it is. Wrestling isn't 8 hours a day. Wrestling is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If it's not something you're doing with your hands or physically, it's something in your head you're thinking about. It's always wrestling. And that's not for everybody. Not everybody can jump all in it. It's all or nothing, though, when it comes to wrestling. You can't do it half-assed.
Shay, what are you going to do when your body tells you can't do it anymore?
Man, my body, I will bitch slap my body when it tells me I can't do it anymore. You're crazy. I'm going to go until I ain't got nothing left, till I'm dead. There is no way. You cannot stop this momentum. The crazy train will not stop. Age, nope, just a number. I put it like this. I will die before I quit. That is guaranteed, sir.
CP, will you have anything else for Shay?
Yeah, that dude.
Well, I just want to let you know that AngryMarks.com founder Stevie J said somebody tell Shay be careful with those chairs. He's worried about you. And then that last statement that you'll die before you quit. Man, we hope that you keep going for a long time. Boogie Man is still around. He's not taking too many chair shots, but we're hoping for you, brother.
Oh, man, thank you. I'm hoping for a long time. Wrestling's given me a lot of friends. It's given me a lot. So if it was over tomorrow, I'd cry about it, but I've lived a very good life. I've wrestled in front of probably 1 million people, man. I couldn't even tell you how many people I've wrestled in front of or how many shows I've done. It's too much to even count. I quit counting after the first 2 years. I mean, we were really on a roll, and we still are on a roll. I've been on 250 episodes of Covey Pro. They're working on their 500th episode. I mean, we're really on a roll, and I know everybody has a bump card, and we don't know what that number is, but I'm going to keep bumping like my number's 1. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm not going to water it down, and I'm not going to slow down. I'm going to give it everything I got every time I go until I can't anymore.
This is the Undisputed Wrestling Show. We're talking to Crazii Shea. And you know what? You're talking about, making friends and stuff. You just made 3 more friends tonight, Eric, and that doesn't count all the listeners.
I hope you guys bring me back on. You guys are awesome.
Absolutely, we will.
Look, I want to thank you for doing what you do, because without guys like you, us independent guys don't have a channel to speak out. And, it's hard as an independent guy to get your name out there. It's 14 years, and it's still hard to get your name out there.
I tell you what, we built this show, Eric, to having, trying to get a bigger name to draw for the first hour, and then doing everything in our power to bring up as many independent wrestlers in the second hour to give them a platform to talk about their careers and what they've got going on. Because you never know, the Crazii Shea could be the next Jeff Hardy. Who knows?
I hope not to be the next Jeff Hardy. I hope to be the only Crazii Shea. You know how that goes.
Well, Shay, thank you so much for joining us tonight, brother. And like I said, we will have you back on again. Let me know on Facebook or whatever if you've got any shows or anything coming up. Hit me up so we can get you back on soon.
All right, sir. And as I said, come out and see me Saturday at 1CW in the Cage. I guarantee you, if you've never seen a Crazii Shea match, this is one to come and see why they call me crazy.
Now, have you been to Indiana yet, Crazii?
No, I've never been to Indiana, but anybody out there listening.
You're from Pennsylvania and you haven't even been to Indiana?
Man, look,
Hey, Shay, it's only 2 states over.
Hey, don't blame me. Blame the bookers. They've got my info. Eric Shea, ErikShea. Check out the videos on YouTube, Crazii Shea. Book the Lunatic. I will be there, not a problem. I do planes, trains, automobiles, hitchhike. I'll show a little leg. I ain't scared.
Hey, Shay.
What?
Hey, don't feel bad, man. I've been trying to get to Indiana too, man. I think it's the promoters and the wrestlers in the state of Indiana that are afraid of guys like me and you. I'm telling you the truth. I've been trying to get
the envelope. We push the envelope and
Exactly.
push the edge a little bit. I'm sorry about that, but that's what it takes nowadays to get noticed.
Now, hang on, Shay.
Yeah.
I can see you push the envelope, but Huckabee, what envelope exactly is Morningstar Will Huckabee pushing? He doesn't even push a Twinkie anymore.
That's because I'm in shape. Okay.
Yeah, I know
I'm
you're in
the
shape.
gym.
But you're not pushing the envelope, man.
Huh, you haven't seen me wrestle. That's why. Okay.
All right, dude. Crazy Shay, thank you, brother. We'll talk to you soon, buddy, okay?
Man, thank you guys, and stay crazy.
Absolutely, man. Crazy Shay on the Undisputed Wrestling Show. Great night of talk tonight, gentlemen.